I'm Liyana Hassanel and you are watching Nightline, the top stories. Motion for AMNO's top 2 posts not to be contested to be decided on Saturday. And government to review ceiling price of chicken. Good morning. A motion calling for the posts of AMNO President and Deputy President to remain uncontested in the upcoming party polls will be voted by delegates at the AMNO General Assembly 2022. The motion was brought forth by a Negeri Sembilan delegate during the debate on the party president's policy speech on Friday and was seconded by a delegate from Terengganu. It was understood that the motion received mixed reactions from delegates during the closed-door debate session inside Dewan Merdeka at the Kuala Lumpur World Trade Center, with some booing when the no contest proposal was raised, while others clapping in favor of it. AMNO Supreme Council member Datuk Muhammad Puwat Zarkashi later confirmed that the no contest motion would be voted and decided on the final day of the General Assembly on Saturday. Earlier, when delivering his policy speech, AMNO President Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamadi said he would leave it to the 160,000 party delegates to decide if the President and Deputy President's posts should be contested.
Sebagai seorang yang yakin kepada proses demokrasi, saya menyerahkan kepada perwakilan untuk menentukannya. Namun saya yakin para perwakilan dan ahli-ahli UMNO di akar umbi boleh menilai yang mana kaca, yang mana permata, yang mana pepak di luar, rencong di dalam, bak kata orang muda, yang mana ori, yang mana fake.
Prior to this, many in AMNO, including a group of party leaders claiming to represent 140 AMNO divisions, have spoken against having anyone challenge the top 2 posts ahead of the 6 upcoming state elections, which are set to be held this year. The date for the party elections has yet been set. However, it must be held by May 19th or within 6 months after the last general election. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid, who is also Barisan Nasional BN chairman, has stressed that the coalition did not make any secret agreement with Pakatan Harapan PH regarding the formation of the government after the 15th general election GE15. During his speech before 2,820 delegates at the AMNO General Assembly, he said BN teaming up with PH in forming the unity government was based on the initial understanding that no coalition could form the government on its own.
Pakatan Harapan mempunyai jumlah kerusi terbanyak, iaitu 82 berbanding dengan 73 ketika itu yang dibenangi oleh Perikatan Nasional. Rakyat telah memberikan mandat lebih besar kepada Pakatan Harapan dan atas semangat demokrasi kita memilih jumlah majoriti yang lebih besar. Setelah dibahaskan, Majlis Kerja Tertinggi membuat ketetapan untuk memilih Pakatan Harapan bagi menubuhkan Kerajaan Perpaduan Malaysia. Itu hakikatnya.
The party president stressed that this was also in line with the decree of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong for a unity government to be established, which at the same time PH had agreed to, but Perikatan Nasional PN rejected it. He also revealed that during separate discussions with PH and PN 2 days after GE15, several key matters were laid out, including on Islam, Malays and Bumi Putras, as well as formation of the cabinet, to which PH responded in writing by expressing its agreement on the basic matters, while PN was only prepared to consider BN's proposals. In the meantime, Sembrong Member of Parliament Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Hussein said he was puzzled why he, along with 9 other MPs, are being labelled as traitors for signing statutory declarations backing PN Chairman Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin as the Prime Minister candidate after GE15. The BN Treasurer General said this is because they had toed the line and retracted their SDs when the coalition finally made a decision.
Kalau mereka nak ambil tindakan, ambillah. Tak ada benda yang saya perlu bimbang kerana kita konsisten sebelum ini.
When met at the AMNO General Assembly on Friday, he pointed out that at the time, the 10 MPs had signed the SDs based on BN's initial stand not to work with PH to form the government. He also called for an end to accusations and open spats among AMNO members, saying it was crucial that the party move forward following its heavy loss in GE15. The Special AMNO General Assembly on Friday also approved 2 amendments to the party's constitution, one of which involves Clause 20.11 to align with the Anti-Party Hopping Act approved by Parliament. According to the amendment, any AMNO member who wins in a contest but leaves the party or contests as an independent candidate or opposing party in the election automatically loses membership. Another amendment approved involved Clause 8.4, which placed the division's information head as those who automatically become a representative in the AMNO General Assembly every year. The approval of the 2 amendments was confirmed by AMNO Permanent Chairman Tan Sri Badruddin Amiruddin, who stated that the amendments were passed with more votes in favour. Earlier, AMNO Vice President Datuk Sri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, when presenting the amendment, said it was amended to ensure that the provisions by the party are up to date and is in line with the current provisions in national laws. The fate of 4 Sabah members of parliament who were alleged to have violated the country's new anti-party hopping law after they announced their departure from Bersatu last month will be known on Monday. Dewan Rakyat Speaker Datuk Johari Abdul said he has made a decision and will make the announcement on whether the 4 elected representatives will need to vacate their respective seats. According to Datuk Johari, he made the decision after obtaining all the relevant information on the matter. However, he declined to divulge further details as he needs to issue a letter to inform the decision to the 4 MPs first before it can be revealed to the public. The 4 Sabah lawmakers are Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Armizan Muhammad Ali, who is also Papar MP, Deputy Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister, Khairul Firdaus Akbar Khan, who is also Batu Sapi MP, Sipitang MP, Datuk Mat Bali Musa, and Ranau MP, Datuk Jonathan Yassin. All 4 MPs previously stated that they were GRS direct members when they contested the 15th general election on November 19th, and as such were not representing Bersatu. On December 29th, Bersatu Vice President Datuk Ronald Kandi sent a formal petition to the Speaker seeking the 4 seats to be declared vacant as the MPs had violated the anti-party hopping law. He insisted that the 4 MPs had contested GE15 under Bersatu when it was still a component party under Gabungan Rakyat Sabah GRS. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim on Friday made his first visit to Negeri Sembilan after being appointed as Prime Minister in November last year. The visit, which was accompanied by Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Aminuddin Harun, received a warm welcome from the Friday prayers congregation at the Datuk Kelana Petra Muhammad Yusof Mosque, Sikamat near Seremban. Those present did not miss the opportunity to shake hands and take photographs with Datuk Sri Anwar, who arrived at the mosque about 1:10 p.m. The head imam of the mosque, Ustaz Najib Nubhan Khairuddin, representing the entire congregation, said that they were honoured to welcome the Prime Minister to perform Friday prayers at the mosque, which is over 20 years old. Datuk Sri Anwar was the second country's leader to visit the mosque, after former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak. The Friday sermon, titled Kesyukuran Pemangkin Kemakmuran, was delivered by the imam in front of about 4,000 congregants. Earlier, the Prime Minister also spent time mingling with the people of the state and had a meal at the Cendol Songkok Tinggi stall in Kampung Jiboy Baru. The ceiling price of 9 ringgit 40 cent per kilogram for standard chicken in the market will be reviewed to ensure that the people can get the protein source at a more stable price. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub said that due to the recovery of chicken supply in the market, the ministry will hold discussions with the industry players to determine the new ceiling price soon.
Kerajaan sudah mengkaji untuk mengangkat balik harga itu dalam masa terdekat, cuma menunggu masa saja. Itu juga nanti akan membantu rakyat untuk insya-Allah mendapatkan harga ayam itu dalam harga yang lebih stabil.
Datuk Sri Salahuddin said this after visiting a chicken sales centre in Kedah on Friday. On whether the new ceiling price will be cheaper than the current ceiling price or vice versa, he noted that matter will be determined later and hoped that negotiations can be done with industry players. Besides holding discussions with chicken suppliers and sellers, the ministry would also hold meetings with the main players in the industry to get details on the issue of chicken supply in the market. The meeting is expected to identify the cause of the problem and find a solution so that the supply chain in the market can be improved. Datuk Sri Salahuddin also said that he will get more complete facts on the matter from his ministry, the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry, Economy Ministry, and the International Trade and Industry Ministry. The Pulau Pinang government has declared the African Swine Fever (ASF) outbreak in the state as a disaster. Its Chief Minister Chow Kon Yeow said the measure was taken after 7 commercial pig farms were reported with ASF cases involving 25,000 pigs.
Sehingga 13 Januari, sebanyak 929 ekor babi telah dimusnahkan dari ladang perkenaan di daerah SPS. Pemusnahan akan diteruskan pada hari ini, 13 Januari, di sebuah ladang setelah terdapat banyak kematian babi di ladang terbabit dan dijangka memakan masa lebih kurang 1 minggu untuk diselesaikan.
Chow added 5 of the affected farms are in Seberang Perai Selatan District and 2 are in Seberang Perai Tengah District. He also said the ASF outbreak was confirmed through polymerase chain reaction (PCR) tests conducted by the Veterinary Services Department (DVS) between January 4th and 12th on pig samples from the affected farms. He also said to control and prevent the spread of ASF, the state DVS has implemented a stamping out policy to cull pigs in farms that have ASF cases. The culling is done with CO2 gas and done according to the Animal Welfare Code of Practice and Animal Disposal Management Guidelines before the pigs are buried. ASF is a highly contagious viral disease for domestic and wild pigs, and the mortality rate can reach 100%. The disease is not a danger to humans, but can have a devastating impact on pig populations and the farming industry. The New Straits Times NST bagged the Gold Award under the Media Brand Choice category at the Putra Arya Brand Awards 2022 held on Thursday night, in recognition of its image as a brand builder and choice of brands by consumers. Berita Harian BH also secured the Gold Award under the same Media Brand Choice category. The awards were received by NSTP Group Managing Editor, who is also BH Group Editor, Datuk Ahmad Zahid Kamaruzaman, and NST Group Editor Farah Nas Karim. According to Datuk Ahmad Zaini, the awards had validated the 2 publications' reliability among consumers. Putra Brand Awards Organising Chairman Datuk Johnny Mun noted that the award was established to encourage companies to invest in their brands and stay at the top of consumers' mind while staying relevant to the industry's niche market. Still to come, Japan indicts a man suspected of murdering Shinzo Abe. Stay with us. the foreign news. In China, some 900 million people have been infected with the coronavirus as of January 11th, which estimates that 64% of the country's population had the virus. According to a study from Peking University, it ranks Gansu province, where 91% of the people are reported to be infected, at the top, followed by Yunnan with 84% and Qinghai with 80%. A top Chinese epidemiologist has also warned that cases will surge in rural China over the Lunar New Year, saying the peak of China's COVID wave is expected to last 2 months to 3 months. The nation has stopped providing daily COVID statistics since abandoning zero COVID, but hospitals in big cities have become crowded with COVID patients as the virus has spread through the country. The World Health Organization (WHO) said China was heavily underreporting COVID deaths, as data showed were inconsistent with the long queues seen at funeral homes and reports of deaths on social media. Japanese prosecutors on Friday indicted the man accused of killing former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe for murder and violation of gun control laws, after a lengthy psychiatric review found him fit to stand trial. According to Nara District Court, Tetsuya Yamagami faces charges of murder and violation of arms control laws, and he could face the death penalty if convicted. He was detained immediately after the former Japanese premier was gunned down last July while giving a campaign speech in the western city of Nara. The 42-year-old has admitted killing Abe as he targeted the former leader over his ties to the Unification Church. Yamagami is believed to have resented the church over large donations his mother made that bankrupted his family. South Korean police on Friday blamed negligence and planning failures for last year's Halloween crowd crush in Seoul, wrapping up a months-long investigation into the tragedy that killed 159 people. The investigation team at the end of its probe said there had been massive planning and response failures, but stopped short of blaming any top government or national policy agency officials. Son Ji-han, who led the investigation, stated organizations that are legally obligated to prevent and respond disasters, including police, district offices, and Seoul Metro, did not establish safety measures in advance and came up with poor plans. He added that poor cooperation between agencies, as well as delays in communications and relief efforts, contributed to a higher death toll. 6 people, including the former head of the Yongsan Police Station and the head of the Yongsan District Office, have been arrested on charges of professional negligence resulting in death. sports, badminton, the 2023 Petronas Malaysia Open. The country's challenge in the campaign fizzled out on Friday night when men's doubles duo Ong Yu-sin, Teo Yi crashed out of the quarterfinals. Playing against Indonesian pair of Fajar Alfian, Muhammad Rian Ardian, world number 7 Ong and Teo controlled the first set from the start and won 21-14. The Indonesians, who finished runners-up to Takuro Hoki Yugo Kobayashi last year, bounced back to prove their mettle as the world's top pair, to secure victory in the next two sets, 16-21, 17-21, in a hard-fought 75-minute encounter. Fajar and Rian will be facing Kang Min-hyuk, Seo Sung-jae of South Korea in the semi-finals on Saturday. The Koreans ousted another Indonesian pair, Muhammad Ahsan, Hendra Setiawan, 21-13, 19-21, 21-11. Earlier Nationals mixed doubles Chen Tang-ji, To Yi-wei's fairy tale run ended on Friday as they suffered a straight set defeat to Dechapopwava Ranukroh, Sub-Seri Thairatana Chow of Thailand. The national pair provided some fights in the opening set before losing 19-21. The second set was easier for the second-seeded Thailand duo, sealing their spot in the semi-final with a 21-9 win. Meanwhile, the world's top singles shuttlers Victor Axelsen from Denmark and Akane Yamaguchi from Japan checked into the semi-finals in style. Men's singles defending champion Axelsen stayed on course to retain the title by brushing aside 2018 Asian Games bronze medalist Kenta Nishimoto of Japan 21-16, 21-12 in the quarterfinals. The world number 1 will be facing another Japanese challenger, Kanta Tsuneyama, who stunned 6th seed Anthony Sinisuka Ginting of Indonesia 21-14, 21-16. Another semi-finals will see a battle between two rising stars, Kodai Naraoka of Japan and Kunlavut Visitsarn of Thailand. Duo charged with murder of an unemployed man. This and more when we come back. Welcome back. The dream of transforming Melaka into the next world-class fashion capital is closer to becoming a reality after the completion of Phase 1 of the Sail Melaka, a mixed development project with a gross development value of 6.5 billion ringgit. Shanghai International Sdn Bhd Chairman Datuk Leong Serlei said the mega project located in Kota Laksamana will catapult the historical city to becoming a top international financial center and duty-free hub, comparable to Paris and Dubai in the future.
So, why fashion with property? Kerana when we talk about fashion, making Melaka a fashion city, kita sudah ada satu body called Straits Designer Gallery, whereby we gather fashion designer internationally and local together so that we can uplift the quality of local ones, which is already very good, which I see just now from our UiTM student. So, but we can learn from the overseas fashion designer. Like tonight, fashion designers are from Japan, Indonesia, Thailand came also. So this is an international place that we can come.
Datuk Leong said this to the media after launching the Straits Gala Melaka 2023 fashion show on Friday night. She added the Sail Melaka, designed by a team of professional architects, comprises 9 towers, including a wellness hub, fashion and arts hub, as well as a cultural hub. To date, 90% of the available units have been sold to investors, including those involved in the health and beauty sector from Japan. The project is also able to generate thousands of job opportunities, such as in the hotel, tourism and health industries. In Perak, 2 men were charged in the Ipoh Magistrates Court on Friday with murdering an unemployed man who had been under police supervision 2 weeks ago. The charges against M. Shart Yanantam Naidu and G. Kesavaraj, aged 28 and 31 respectively, were read out to them before Magistrate Jessica Dimas. However, no plea was recorded from the accused as murder cases come under the jurisdiction of the High Court. On December 30th, both of the accused were alleged to have intentionally murdered 37-year-old T. Murthy at Taman Klebang Putra, Cemor. The charge framed under the Penal Code provides for the mandatory death sentence upon conviction. The court set February 6th for case mention. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look as Russian expert ice sculptors brave the bitter cold in the city of Perm to create stunning artwork in a snow and ice sculpture tournament. Despite this year's competition seeing its lowest ever temperatures, the ice honers are well versed in working in the extreme cold. With that, I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.